Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the annals of history, the story of Hazrat Musa, السلام, stands as a testament to resilience, faith, and the unwavering struggle for justice. Musa was born in Egypt during a time of severe oppression for the Israelites. Under the rule of a tyrannical pharaoh, the children of Israel faced persecution and hardship. The Israelites were enslaved and subjected to harsh labor and cruel treatment, their plight exacerbated by Pharaoh's fear of their growing numbers and potential uprising. Recognizing the grave danger facing her newborn son, Musa's mother took a courageous step to save him from Pharaoh's decree. She placed him in a tightly woven basket and set him adrift on the Nile River, placing her trust in Allah's protection. Miraculously, the basket drifted into the hands of Pharaoh's wife, Asiyah bint Muzahim, who was struck by the infant's innocence and beauty. She pleaded with Pharaoh to let her keep Musa as their own, and he agreed, unaware of the child's true lineage. Thus, Musa grew up within the opulent walls of Pharaoh's palace, receiving an education and enjoying privileges that were denied to his oppressed brethren. Despite his royal upbringing, Musa remained deeply connected to his people, always mindful of their suffering and injustice under Pharaoh's tyrannical rule. As Musa matured, his compassion for his people and a sense of justice grew stronger, influencing his thoughts and actions even within the confines of the palace. An incident unfolded that would change the course of Musa's life forever. Witnessing an Egyptian overseer striking an Israelite, Musa was overcome with anger and intervened to defend his fellow man. In the heat of the moment, Musa struck the overseer, unintentionally killing him. The gravity of his action struck Musa deeply, knowing that it could not be concealed from Pharaoh's regime, which held absolute power over the lives of its subjects. Fearing retribution and seeking safety, Musa fled Egypt, embarking on a journey that would lead him to the distant land of Midian. In Midian, Musa found refuge and solace amidst the serene landscapes and quietude of the mountains. It was here that he encountered Prophet Shu'aib, Jethro, a righteous man and a leader among the people of Midian. Under Shu'aib's guidance, Musa embraced the life of a shepherd, finding humility and purpose in tending to the flocks grazing on the slopes of Mount Sinai. It was during Musa's time in Midian, while tending to the flocks on the slopes of Mount Sinai, that Allah chose to manifest himself to Musa in a miraculous and profound manner. As Musa approached a burning bush, he was awestruck to hear the voice of Allah calling out to him from within the flames. The burning bush, miraculously engulfed in fire yet not consumed, became a symbol of Allah's presence and power. In this sacred moment of divine communion, Allah bestowed upon Musa the monumental task of delivering his people, the Israelites, from the oppressive grip of Pharaoh. The command was clear and resolute. Go to Pharaoh. Indeed, he has transgressed, and say to him, would you be willing to purify yourself and let me guide you to your Lord so you would fear him? Quran, Surah Taha, 20:43-44. Armed with this divine authority and bolstered by unwavering faith, Musa returned to Egypt, determined to confront Pharaoh with Allah's signs and demand the liberation of the Israelites. This encounter at the burning bush marked the beginning of Musa's prophetic mission, imbued with a sense of purpose and urgency to challenge tyranny and establish justice in the land. Returning to Egypt, Musa, accompanied by his brother Harun, Aaron, as his spokesman, confronted Pharaoh with a series of miraculous signs and wonders bestowed upon him by Allah. These signs were not mere displays of power, but profound manifestations of Allah's authority over creation. As commanded by Allah, Musa first demonstrated the transformation of his staff into a serpent, a sight that astonished Pharaoh and his courtiers. This miraculous transformation symbolized the control Allah had over natural elements, emphasizing the divine nature of Musa's mission. Furthermore, Allah granted Musa another miraculous sign to reinforce his authority. Musa was instructed to place his hand under his cloak, and when he withdrew it, his hand shone brilliantly with divine light. This radiant light was not only a miraculous sign but also a symbol of the purity and truthfulness of Musa's message. Despite witnessing these undeniable signs of divine favor, Pharaoh remained obstinate and dismissive. His heart hardened with arrogance, refusing to acknowledge Allah's authority and dismissing Musa's warnings with disdain. In response to Pharaoh's obstinance, Allah sent upon Egypt a series of plagues, each more devastating than the last, as warnings and punishments for Pharaoh's arrogance and tyranny. These plagues, which included the turning of the Nile River into blood, infestations of locusts and frogs, outbreaks of boils afflicting humans and animals alike, and enveloping darkness that shrouded the land, were intended to soften Pharaoh's heart and compel him to release the Israelites. The plagues were not only physical afflictions but also symbolic reminders of Allah's power over all aspects of creation. Yet each time, despite witnessing the severity and miraculous nature of these divine punishments, Pharaoh's heart remained hardened, and he stubbornly refused to submit to Allah's will, further entrenching himself in his defiance and oppression. Finally, compelled by the sheer force of divine intervention and the devastation wrought upon his land, Pharaoh reluctantly agreed to let the Israelites leave. Musa led his people out of Egypt, embarking on a journey fraught with trials and tests of faith. As they fled, pursued by Pharaoh's army, they reached the banks of the Red Sea. Here, in a moment of profound miracle and divine intervention, Allah parted the sea, allowing Musa and the Israelites to cross safely while drowning Pharaoh and his army in its depths. The journey continued as the Israelites wandered through the desert, guided by Musa and sustained by Allah's providence. It was during this time that Musa ascended Mount Sinai, where he received the Torah, a sacred scripture containing divine guidance and laws for his people. The revelation of the Torah at Mount Sinai marked a pivotal moment in the history of monotheism, reaffirming Allah's covenant with the Israelites and setting forth principles of justice, morality, and worship. Yet despite the miracles and divine guidance bestowed upon him, Musa faced immense challenges in leading his people. The Israelites, often rebellious and prone to doubt, tested Musa's patience and leadership. They grumbled and complained, even worshiping a golden calf during Musa's absence on Mount Sinai, displaying their fickleness and lack of faith. Despite these challenges, Musa persevered, tirelessly advocating for righteousness and obedience to Allah's commandments. In the twilight of his life, Musa stood at the threshold of the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey, destined for his people. However, it was not ordained for Musa to enter this land. He passed away on the plains of Moab, overlooking the land he had strived so tirelessly to lead his people towards. Musa's mission, however, was accomplished. He had delivered his people from bondage, guided them through the wilderness, and imparted to them the divine wisdom and law that would shape their destiny. Hazrat Musa's (alayhi) life journey is a profound saga of courage, faith, and steadfastness in the face of adversity. His unwavering commitment to justice and his steadfast belief in Allah's guidance serve as timeless lessons for humanity. Musa's story resonates through the ages, reminding us of the power of faith to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. His encounter with Pharaoh, marked by miraculous signs and divine interventions, underscores the eternal struggle between tyranny and righteousness. Musa's resilience in confronting oppression and advocating for freedom embodies the essence of prophetic courage. If you found this narration enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories from the prophets. May Allah guide us all on the path of righteousness. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.